Hi everyone, it's Steve from ProntoSpot. Wanted to run through a bunch of new features we've just added to version 2.6 and note those here. The first thing you may notice here on the dashboard is that we've added more information here, the insertion orders. We're filtering them by media type down here below, so if I click on TV, that's going to take me straight to insertion orders that are television. The second thing you'll notice is that the default sort order has been changed in several places. So this one has the latest insertion order listed first. Previously we had the oldest one listed first, so this is the latest now first, so you don't have to go and scroll down to page 42 in this case to get to the latest one. It's a little crazy, of course. So we've added that sorting in there. You can also remove this and get back to that, or go back to the home page and change and look for any other type of information there. Media file uploads. Well, I guess another point I can make is that the main menu here has been changed a bit. Alerts are now first, if that's the most important thing. We wanted to put those first. We've also split companies. Now you list them as clients and vendors, since that is more reflective of what was coming out of Advantage. So we've split those up a bit differently. And then on in media files are now called creative files everywhere, again to kind of match up with the noun usage wording in Advantage here. So while we're looking at creative files, I'm going to click on here and show you there's some better graphics, better iconography here, a little bit bigger. We've also added the ISCI code, you'll see right there. If you don't see that on your login or version, you can actually click here to adjust, and then you'll see the new file, the new field called ISCI code there, ISCI code, I guess. And then you've got the ability to obviously turn that on and off. And then when you go into edit, you can also change that information. Here is the ISCI code, as well as you were able to do that before. And then when you're uploading new creative files, again, not media files, creative files, terminology used everywhere. When I'm uploading a media file, a video, what have you, this has changed as well. So you can now, since you guys have such long file names that that was getting cut off a bit, so you can now have a giant file name. You can put in a giant description. You can put the ISCI code here directly, the client hint, and then if you have a link, then seconds, or you can ignore that information. And then when you hit save, it's going to put that information in there, and you have it all as you just entered it. Okay, the default, the contact information now has a new field into it. The vendor is now attached to it. You can now click on those as well. So the Advantage vendor code was what you had before there. That's actually hidden now unless you're logged in as an administrator, which I am. So you see this additional API information in this. So I'm showing you a little more information than a typical user would see, but wanted to show you they now have the vendor item there as well. Okay, we now also have on data that is wider than the screen. If I check on more boxes here and I get too much information on an insertion order, let's say, not too much, but if you're adding a lot of information and it gets wider than the screen, notice it keeps squeezing things in here until it gets to the point where it can't squeeze anymore. Let's say I put in this order description, so this thing's going to get huge now. So, oops, that didn't do it either. So I got to add a couple more columns. Client, campaign, division. Let's add those in as well. Hit save. Okay, great. Now it's now you'll notice it's too wide, and so now you have a horizontal scroll bar. Previously, you had to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page to get this, but now that's there all the time. So as you scroll down, you'll see that it keeps staying with you. So that's always on the screen, so you can always scroll left and right. Makes it a little easier. Also, the same concept as before. You have the multiple action button is still there, so so that's useful. The activity log has also been changed. There was a issue here where we were when we were recording that the media was listed elsewhere. We saw a bunch of it said media file 1, so not really important, but again, kind of a bug fix that happened. And that's it. We're still working on a couple features here that are coming soon. One of those is the ability to save the sorting settings by user. So if you have a bunch of filters that you've added in here, and you've added 2 or 3 filters that you want to figure out, and then you wanted to save that information. You may lose that information when you return to that. We're making it so that information will save a little better. We're also improving the media assignment. When you actually go into a traffic instruction, let's say, and I go to 995 here, and I need to assign media to that, we're going to greatly improve this whole concept. So it won't just be one media file anymore. We're going to do a whole grid on that, but I don't want to show you that just yet because it's still not working, but we're getting very close to being able to do rotations and different day parts and be able to assign multiple files to a single spot. So I know that's been a little frustrating, especially when it comes to radio and TV with those pieces, but that is coming around the corner soon. Thanks so much. Enjoy version 2.6.